Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, YiaYia's Heart Tarot. I had an idea for a new spread that I drew up today and wanted to give it a try. It might actually be something that I end up making into a weekly feature. I don't know, I'll have to see how well it's received. But the spread is Monday messages, guidance for the week ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do 2 readings today. You can choose whichever reading you are drawn to. It's just going to be an idea of the energies that you're liable to encounter this week and kind of how best to get through that. So we'll see how this goes. So group number 1 is going to be the grip exerciser. And group number 2 is going to be the artist pen set. So, take however long you need. If you need to pause the video, that's fine. And decide which group you'd like to listen to. Each of the groups will be linked below in the description box with a timestamp. So you can click on your reading to go, or click on the timestamp rather, to go directly to your reading. Especially if you choose reading number 2. Reading number 1, of course, is going to be coming up shortly. But let's get started and see how this goes. Again, if you need to pause the video to make a decision, that's fine. If you want to listen to both readings, fine as well. So I'll see you at your reading. Hi Group 1, this is your reading, the hand or grip exerciser. And to start out with, I'm going to try using this deck. When I was shuffling it, the cards were jumping out all over the place, so apparently it wants to be used. So we'll see how this goes. If it misbehaves terribly, I may switch decks, but we'll go ahead and do this to start. So the first messages that we'd like to get is just messages for the general energy going into your week. What is the energy for Group 1 going into their week, please, Spirit? What is the energy going into their week for Group 1? The general energy for the week. Okay, so we got the Magnus, or the Magician, as well as the 7 of Wands. So basically your energy right now as you head into your week is that anything is possible. You can do whatever, you can take care of and handle whatever crops up during the week. And you are really going into the week with a positive outlook. So that's great. So the second card or messages that we want to get, Spirit, is what are some of the challenges that Group 1 might face this week? What are challenges that Group 1 might face, Spirit? What are challenges that Group 1 might face? Yeah, okay. So we got the Hermit and we got the 4 of Cups. So the challenges that you might face this week is that someone is not going to be forthcoming with information that you need. They're not communicating well with you. They are being stingy with resources. Somebody's not going to be willing to give you what you need to complete a task, to do your job, to whatever it is that you need to get through your week successfully. There's someone that's going to hold those resources back from you. So that's the challenges that you might look out for this week. So Spirit, what help can Group 1 tap into? What help can they tap into this week? What help can Group 1 tap into if they need it this week? Okay. Okay. Well, we got an interesting mix of cards here. We got the 4 of Swords, we got the Eight of Wands, we got the Queen, and the Nine of Cups. So definitely some of the energy that you're going to be able to tap into, some of the help that you can tap into is just your own positive attitude about your work. Remaining positive, staying positive regardless of what happens, keeping that can-do attitude as you go through your week is going to be extremely helpful for you. The other thing that you can tap into, if things get too much, if things are coming at you too quickly, if there's just a lot, if like 4 different fires start at once and you're trying to put out fires here and there, you're trying to fix things, if everybody needs your assistance all at once, then you're going to need to step back. You're actually going to need to remove yourself from the situation and take a breather. And that's what's going to help you the most, maintaining your positive attitude. And if things get overwhelming, then you're going to need to step away, not forever, not, completely step away and be gone, not give up. Just step away and take a breather. Kind of let yourself calm down, let the situation calm down, and then you can go back and you can address whatever issues have come up with a much calmer and positive attitude. So that's what's going to help you this week. So Spirit, where should Group 1 put their focus this week? Where should Group 1 focus for this week, please? Where should their focus lie? Where should Group 1 focus? Preferably not on the floor. Okay. That's interesting. We got the Ten of Wands and we got the Seven of Discs. Ten of Wands and the Seven of Discs. Your focus should lie in just keeping your head down and doing the work. There might be a lot of work as the week goes on. It might be really, really a lot to get done, which is why your focus needs to be on what needs to get done. You should be very aware of not getting caught up in any distractions. So your focus needs to lie on the actual work. Don't get distracted by anything else. Just define whatever it is that needs to get done. Make sure that you have a very concrete idea of what needs to get done. Don't just sort of vaguely this maybe I'll get to here, and maybe this will get done, and maybe that'll get done. You need to have a very concrete focus of what exactly the job that needs to get done. Where do you need to get to by the end of the week? Get yourself a finish line. Make sure you know what that is. Make sure that it's well defined, and focus on that. Focus on knowing what needs to get done and getting that done. So Spirit, what should Group 1 shut out or shut down or avoid for the week? Okay. So, interesting. We got the Lover's card and the Sun and the Ace of Cups. These are all cards of great happiness and emotion. And then we also got the Three of Swords, which is also a card of great emotion, but sort of the opposite end of the emotion, being, heartache and sorrow. So I think that what this is saying is that you need to be careful to not get over emotional about the week. Whether it's, whatever direction the emotion is, this is just saying don't get to the extremes of emotion. Stay focused on the task at hand and don't get caught up in getting frustrated, or don't get caught up in the little wins even. I mean, if you get one part of the task done and you start celebrating that you got that part of the task done, but there's still other things to do, it's going to put you behind and it's going to leave you in a place where you're not going to get things done. So what you need to avoid or shut down is too much emotion. Don't get too excited, don't get too frustrated, don't get too happy. Just stay very composed and very focused on the task at hand, and don't get wrapped up in too many emotions with regard to how the week is going, whether that's good or bad. So Spirit, what outcome? What is the outcome for the week for group 1? What's the outcome for their week, please? What is the outcome for their week for them? We got the Star, we got the Two of Discs, and we got the Seven of Cups. So the way I'm reading this is that the outcome is not certain by any means. The outcome is going to depend on whether you keep things balanced as the week goes forward, whether you balance, juggle whatever it is that you need to keep focused on the work, and that you make really good decisions as the week goes forward. So don't get caught up in, doing something crazy just because it might work out, or let's change things up a little bit, or this guy over here doesn't typically handle this part of the project, but I'm going to ask if he can do it anyway. Don't do any of that. Don't make decisions that aren't rock solid. Rock solid. We got rocks here, and if you do that, if you keep things balanced, if you juggle all the tasks and make sure that everything is equal, everything is balanced, so things are getting done that they need to get done, and that you make good decisions on what needs to get done to get what are the best decisions to get whatever you need to get done. What are the best decisions for you to make? Solid decisions. Don't, if you have to question a decision, then it's the wrong decision. You want to just go with what is right in the first place. Don't question it. If you have to think too hard about it, it's not the right decision. Don't go that way. Just keep things balanced, keep things solid, on solid ground. And if you do that, that's going to lead to getting your task done for the week, and probably great accolades for getting that task done as your week ends. If you follow that advice to, just make cut and dried decisions, cut and dried, two sides of it. Make sure that you know exactly where you need to be. Don't ponder it. Don't overthink it. Just straight and narrow. And if you do that and you keep things calm and balanced as the week goes on, then you'll be fine, and you will end up getting whatever tasks you need to get done will get done, and they will get done well. So I guess that was kind of down and dirty, fast reading, but that's fine. This is just kind of a help you through the week, not supposed to be terribly deep. So let's take a look at the oracle card that I pulled ahead of time. And the oracle card is New Beginnings. It says, step into the journey without fear. The time is now. Follow your instincts and have faith in new beginnings. The road ahead is filled with excitement and joy. There's nothing to be afraid of. You're protected and led by your spirit guide. So, kind of the same message here. Let your gut lead you. Whatever it says to do, whatever your first impression is that feels solid and feels good, then that's what you need to do. This may be a new project that you're starting that is not really well defined, so you need to go with your gut, do the work, and it's going to work out. I mean, you started the week with this energy of I can accomplish anything because I've got the imagination and I've got the skills and I have the stamina and the willpower and the inner strength to accomplish whatever it is that I need to accomplish. So I hope that this helped you for your week, and I appreciate your stopping by to check out this new feature. Hopefully it will stick and go well. I am kind of enjoying doing this. And as always, I love reading for you guys. So I welcome you back anytime. And best of luck with your week. Bye. Hi, Group 2. This is your reading, the Artist's Pen set. The first messages that we want to get are just the general energy going into your week. So for Group 2, Spirit, could we get some cards, some messages for the general energy for them going into their week? Okay, let's see here. We got the Six of Cups, we got the Ace of Swords, the Moon, the Ace of Wands, and the Devil. Well, this is interesting. We got two aces, so you are embarking on something new. And these two aces are aces of strong movement. So you are charging ahead into your week. I don't know if you are starting something new in your life right now, or if you are just starting the week with a very let's clean the slate and start fresh kind of energy. In fact, I think that might be part of it, because I feel as though with the Devil and the Moon that you may be coming off of a week that was kind of a dark place, that made you feel like maybe you were a little bit of a failure, made you feel insecure, kind of was a blow to your self-confidence. And so I think that, over the weekend you just sort of washed things clear. You just purged all of last week out of your system and said, today's a new day. I'm starting a new week. We're just gonna forge ahead, and we're just gonna start fresh. So that's kind of the energy that I get starting out your week. That last week was tough. Last week kind of knocked the pegs out from under you. Last week was a little demoralizing. So over the weekend, you had a talk with yourself, and you said, I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm not going to get stuck in the energy of last week. And I am going to start fresh this week. So I feel like that's the energy of your week. That's where you're starting. So Spirit, what are some challenges that Group 2 will face this week, or could face this week? What are challenges that Group 2 might face this week? What are some challenges for you, Group 2? What are challenges for Group 2? The Sun and the Eight of Wands. The Sun and the Eight of Wands. These cards are interesting with regard to challenges. I feel as though perhaps the challenge might be that you are, you may have kind of put yourself too much in a position of, I'm not going to let it get to me. I'm just gonna move forward. In that, going forward in the week, if there are challenges that come up, you might be inclined to just say, too bad, so sad, don't care, get out of my face. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And, sorry guys, I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. And I don't care what anybody thinks about it. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to just do whatever comes to mind. And I just don't care what anybody thinks about it. And the reason that might be a challenge is because that might put you in a position where people are getting pretty upset with you. If they've got some expectations from you or of you, this could put you into a position of looking like you're being too glib, or let's get some clarification on this. I heard when I started to pull these cards that I needed to use a different deck. So I am going to use a different deck, and we're going to see if we can get some more messages for this. Spirit, can we get some additional clarification for Group 2 with regard to the challenges that they'll face this week? Some clarification on the challenges that they might face this week. What are challenges that Group 2 will face this week, please? Let's see. Challenges for Group 2. So we got the Six of Cups. And again, the Six of Cups is kind of a childlike energy. So I feel like, again, the challenges are if you're not taking things seriously enough. If you refuse to take your job or a relationship or whatever challenge, whatever your week is presenting to you, if you're not taking it seriously enough, that might cause you some problems. So while I think that it's good that you're starting out the week with an energy of, I'm just going to start fresh, I'm going to start with a clean slate, I think that it might be, the problem might be if you are like absolving yourself of any responsibility, or if you're just saying, I don't have to answer to anybody, which of course, in the scope of your life you don't, if you don't want to. However, that might present some problems when there are other people involved. So, I guess just be aware that you're probably going to have to put up with some other people to a certain extent. Yeah, so I hope that makes sense. Spirit, what help can Group 2 tap into this week? What help can they tap into? What help can Group 2 tap into this week? Okay, we got a lot of stuff there. Okay, well, the first card I see is Temperance. And so Temperance is, kind of maintaining a balance, being moderate, not being extreme about anything, keeping a middle ground. So again, not telling everybody just to go take a hike. If they want you to do something, or if they ask something of you that you are not entirely on board with or not entirely happy with, rather than going to the extreme of saying, hey, last week I had such a lousy week, I deserve to have whatever I want this week. That kind of energy might get you into trouble. So the help that you can tap into is just kind of sort of moderating that a little bit. Don't go hog wild with feeling like you deserve whatever you want because you had a bad week. King of Cups and the Nine of Cups. These are both cards of good emotion, of mastery of your emotions, of receiving love, of receiving support. So that's something that you can tap into this week. You will have support. Also, keeping your emotions in check as best you can so that maybe you don't get to the point that you got to last week where everything just sucked. So that's going to help. Let's see, what other... The Two of Cups. Okay, Two of Cups. So you've got a relationship, a significant other perhaps, or a best friend that you're going to be able to go to if you need any help. They're going to be very supportive of you. They're going to be a shoulder you can cry on if you need it. They're going to support you, whatever you need. They're also going to talk you down if you get too emotionally wound up. So there's that. And then the Knight of Pentacles. Again, this is like keeping your feet on the ground. Rather than like going at somebody if they upset you, this is more of kind of being able to like stay in your own inner strength. And even if somebody does something that upsets you, just know that that's their issue, not yours. So that's kind of what this energy is about. So those are the things that are going to help you this week. So Spirit, where should Group 2 focus this week? Where should their focus be? Where should Group 2's focus be? Okay, we got the Wheel and we got the Queen of Swords. So, with the Queen of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, you're going to want to focus on ideas that you have, good ideas that you have, because there's going to be something that you're going to have really good ideas or input about. You're going to know how to do something. You're going to be able to figure out a puzzle or a problem, and that is actually going to move you ahead, or put you in a good position, or make your week easier for you. There's something that you're going to have an answer to, you're going to have clarity on, and it's not going to seem like a big deal to you, but it's going to be something that nobody else thought of. And so that's where you need to focus. You need to focus on maybe verbalizing ideas that you have that you may not think are worth saying out loud, but that they really are. And, it might be the sort of thing that you figured everybody already knows, but in reality, nobody knows, and it would make everybody's job so much easier. If this is like with regard to a relationship, then, it could be the sort of thing like, my partner should know how I feel, because we're a couple, so they really should just know, and they don't really know. They're not a mind reader. And so, just cut to the chase and say whatever it is. Be clear about whatever it is that's important for them to know, for you to say, whatever that is. Your focus should lie on, if there's something that comes into your mind that you feel like you want to say, you feel like it's a good idea, you feel like it's something that needs clarification, you feel like it's something that everybody should just know, then say it. That's where your focus should be. Your focus should be on presenting that or bringing that to whoever else is involved with your week, with your job, with your relationship, whatever it is. You need to bring that clarity. So if there's something in your mind that you think maybe it's not, it just seems so obvious to you, but people just aren't picking up on it, but you just figure that they're just not saying something because they already know, I don't know, whatever the case may be. If you hear yourself in your head thinking that, well, it's obvious, this is the answer to this, or this is how this would work, or this is a better way to do this, or this is how, this is what our relationship, this is what we're missing from each other in the relationship, or this is what you're not understanding from me in this relationship. Whatever the situation is, whatever comes into your head that seems like they should just know this, say it, because they don't just know it. So you have to provide that clarity. So that's where your focus should be. Pay attention to what's going on in your head. So Spirit, what should group 2 avoid or shut out or shut down? What do they need to shut down, shut out, avoid this week? Okay, let's see here. Yeah, okay. We got the Fool, we got the Strength card, and we got the Judgment card. First of all, these are 3 major arcana, so this message is important. What you need to shut down is thinking that no one can tell you anything. You need to shut down and be careful that you don't think you know more than everybody else. Which is kind of funny on the heels of this, because there is stuff that you know, but that's the stuff that you feel like is just like, it's everyday stuff. This is the kind of stuff where you think that what you know is more important than everybody else, or you're better than everybody else, or nobody should be able to tell you how to do anything because it's my life. We're kind of going back to this tempering this energy here of, I had a bad week, so I deserve to have a good week, or you were mean to me, so now I deserve you to be nice to me. What this message is saying is that there are others that you can learn from. And in fact, having a bad week last week, or having things fall apart, or feeling like everybody was out to get you, whatever the situation was last week, can be a lesson to you. And you may actually really need that lesson. So what this message is telling you is don't try to be I don't know how to put this without sounding bad. Don't be a know-it-all. Don't be somebody who just thinks they know more than everybody else and they don't have to listen to anybody. That's what you need to shut down. If you have an impulse that somebody is droning on and talking and explaining and lecturing, and you just want to shut them down, avoid doing that. I mean, avoid doing that, because that may be coming from a place of emotion and a place of resentment, from judgment, from things that have happened in the past, from things that happened last week maybe. And it's foolish to shut out any sources of information that could help you. So avoid passing judgment on someone that they're just telling you something you already know and you don't want to hear it, and they're just wasting your time, and just avoid going into a situation with your mind already made up. That's what you need to avoid. And again, these are 3 major arcana cards, so this is a really important message for you. You're going to miss something really important if you go into a situation thinking that you already know the answer, thinking that you already know what's best, thinking that this person is just trying to control you, or they're just trying to look more important than you, when in reality, they may really want to help you with something. So so don't go into a situation already having passed judgment that you can't get anything from the situation or from the individual, and therefore shutting them out and shutting them down, probably potentially in kind of a rude way, is the feeling that I'm kind of getting from this. And that could stem from, having your feelings hurt before, or really having, I shouldn't say your feelings hurt. I get the impression that whatever you're coming off of, whatever week you're coming off of, or time or event or whatever, really was hurtful to you. But you are willing to put that in the past and try and move forward. But just know that you may not 100% have an honest agenda with regard to, I'm just going to put this in the past and move on. I also get the feeling that you really haven't wiped the slate clean. You're sort of putting on a brave face to move forward and try and have a good week, but you're still harboring some resentment. So I think that the message here, if I can maybe just break it down, is that don't go into a new situation still harboring this resentment and letting this new situation trigger that past resentment that you're still hanging on to, and create an even bigger problem or block you from learning or seeing or getting something that you really need. So I hope that made sense. So Spirit, what is the outcome for Group 2 for their week? What is the outcome that they can look forward to on their week? Group 2, the outcome for their week, please. Okay. So I find this fascinating. We got the Hermit card, but in this deck, the Hermit card, this is the objects, mundane objects, basically, is what this tarot deck is called. And the Hermit card in this is a dumpster, and painted on the side of the dumpster is think before you speak. Think before you speak. So that's exactly what I've just been talking about here. Think before you speak, read before you think, but primarily think before you speak. This card is telling you that if you don't allow the resentments that you may still be holding on to direct your behavior, then the Two of Wands here, this is a card of basically kind of having it all, and that's not exactly what I mean, but it's a card of having potential, a great deal of potential. You are like on the brink of achieving something great. You've got a firm grasp on the situation. You're making your way in the world, and you have this open vista that anything is possible. You've already set your sights. You've already made some moves. You're already well on your way to accomplishing what it is you want to accomplish. So, I think this card is just saying that so long as you protect against this, reacting out of past hurts, so long as you protect yourself for that, then you're well on your way to achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve, whether this be a relationship or a job, or whatever it is that this week you're focused on. If you just really protect against not letting irritation holding over from previous situations that may have nothing to do with what's going on this week. So long as you protect against that, then you will be successful in moving forward in what it is that you want to achieve. So let's take a look at the Oracle card that I pulled ahead of time and see what it tells us. So the oracle card is walk away. It says, let go of burdens and worries, surrender your ego, and walk away. Feel the freedom and enlightenment as you rise above petty matters, follow your inner quest, and luxuriate in well-deserved peace of mind. So it doesn't get much more relevant to what we've been talking to. You know, let go of anything petty that you're holding on to, let go of worries, you know, surrender your ego. Yeah, and you will do fine. So I hope that this reading has been helpful to you. I absolutely love reading for you guys. And I welcome you back anytime. But I hope that this has been helpful for you. And I hope that you have a good week. Thanks. Bye-bye.